QuickBooks Pro Plus Desktop 2022 OneNote presentation, export balance sheet reports to Excel. Let's get into it with Intuit's QuickBooks Pro Plus Desktop 2022. If you have access to OneNote, would like to follow along, icon left-hand side, topic introductions, 2181, export balance sheet to Excel. Also note, take a look at the immersive reader tool. Topic introductions are also in the text area with the same name, same number, but with transcripts that can be translated into multiple languages and either listened to or read in them. Same name and number as a presentation. Topic introductions designed to give an introduction to the topic, provide screenshots, links where applicable, accounting background that can complement the presentations, the screenshots being something that can be used to follow along with the presentations if you don't have access to the software at that time. Closing the icon on the left-hand side, we're looking at the export balance sheet to Excel at this point. We've been going through our balance sheet reports. We put together a group of reports that are balance sheet related reports constructed from the balance sheet. We're thinking about providing them to a client or supervisor, focusing here on to a client. We would like to do so as nicely as possible. Last time we printed all the reports out and we saved them into a folder, numbering that folder, zipping that folder so we don't have to attach like 10 things to an email, and having them numbered within that zipped folder so they can open it up, have them numbered in the process that we think is best, and open them up in that way. But we might want to be able to give it to them by putting it all in one PDF file, and we could do that by using the export feature and a PDF printer in Excel. Let's take a look at that now. If we go back to the reports we created last time, we put them into the memorized reports, and we created a group in there called client month-end reports. We saved just variants on the balance sheet reports, numbered them, thinking that at the end of the time frame, at the end of each month, we can simply go through there, enter or open these pre-formatted reports, change the date, and send them out. So if we just open them up and do so, opening them up one at a time, balance sheet summary or summary balance sheet, we're going to be exporting it to Excel. You do need Excel in order to export to it. And then we get the second tab, which says create a new workbook. For the first one, we're going to create a new workbook. Workbook being similar to the term of a document in Word. And following presentations, or in following reports, I should say, we're then going to use the existing workbook that we create this time. Then we're going to export this, and so well, before we export it, we will go to the advanced settings down here, changing some of the advanced settings. The ones that I believe are applicable to change is to remove this freeze panes item. Don't like the freeze panes item personally, and include QuickBooks Guide to the worksheet. Don't need that. That adds a tab that I have to delete every time. So I remove those two check boxes and then save this item. Then we can export it. Here it is removed at this point. Then we can export it. It opens up Excel. It creates a new tab, which I renamed here to something that is applicable. You can do some added formatting in Excel, but we're not going to spend a lot of time on that in here because this is not an Excel course. What we will do is continue to export to this same worksheet, having then multiple tabs, which we can then use to create one PDF file that we can send out to people. So we're just going to go straight through these. The second one is another item. This is the summary balance sheet vertical analysis. We're going to export it to Excel. We're still going to create, even though the second one is highlighted here, we're still going to create the new worksheet, because the worksheet means the tabs at the bottom of Excel. Then it's going to go to an existing workbook. We're going to browse for the workbook, that Excel sheet that we made last time, or Excel workbook, and then we're going to open it up. There it is. And then when we open it up, it'll open that workbook, put a new worksheet, which are these tabs, into it, and then we can rename that worksheet, and then we'll continue the process. When we are done with this and want to print them all out, we're going to use the Qt PDF printer to do that, which is a free PDF printer. You don't have to use that one, but you need a PDF printer to do so. Then we're going to change this option to print the entire workbook, which is the 2 pages, and then we can basically print it all out on one PDF file, use that to attach. Now we'll take a look at the next one. Going to do the same process, exporting to the existing workbook. it should already have the location in the browser, so we can just simply export it. Another tab then created, we rename it, and then continue the process. Here's another report. So now we've got another tab that is being added. We're now continuing on with our sheet and exporting another one, naming the tab on that one. We got this one exported. Now, if we were to look on our process over here in our desktop where we saved these items, we would have all of these reports in this Excel sheet on various tabs. The next thing we could do is print them. So we'd go to the File and Print. We'd want to change the settings to print the entire workbook, as we saw in a prior slide, and then print it using some kind of PDF printer. There's a Qt PDF printer that is free. And then if you do that, then we can have this one PDF file right here with all the reports, which is even nicer possibly, and could make people think that you have fancy software possibly to be able to put all the reports into one PDF file, have one attachment, which would look something like this when they open it. This is simply an attachment for a PDF document. And then you could scroll through this. If you were to scroll through this document, you'd have all the reports. There's 12 pages, as you can see on this report. The formatting's a little bit different. You can also go through and do some more formatting in Excel if you so choose, but that's kind of the trade-off. You got a little bit of formatting, meaning most of the reports will be more on the left, so you could go through and center them more, but that's the trade-off between trying to get them all on one PDF document using this method or having multiple reports that you're going to have to combine and provide to someone in some way.